do want to shrink this down a little bit. Right there. See how that looks. Where is everybody at? Let's see here. I want to go. Oh, this. Why does it still say AMC chart? It shouldn't say that. Got this little mirrored thing here. That's weird. That's weird. All right. That's weird. All right. See if we... All right. How is everybody? Is there anybody here? Say if I want to go Robinhood. So we want to talk about this. Let's look at this article. It's only one person watching. Let's see here. We'll see if we can do this. Let's talk about see what Charlie's talking about.
Heyo! You're invited live tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the True Trading Group.
Okay, folks, we've got a lot to cover. we need to talk about the latest in the CCIV Lucid merger, and let me tell you, this is just on fire today. We need to talk about what the heck happened with Hyliion and where we see this going. I want to talk about Fisker, up a nice 20% today. And lastly, I want to give you an update on BNGO. As you know, we've had a price target of $17 to $18 on this guy, and it had a very nice rally today. So I want to talk about that and some lessons to take away from that. And the only thing that Charlie asks in return is that you hit that ravishing like button and also subscribe. Okay, let's get to work. CCIV. We started talking about this guy at $14 after the talks were announced. And even though we still don't have an official announcement, this guy went all the way up to highs at, what was this? 40.71 at the time that I was making this video. Just completely wild. It goes to show you how valuable it is to be aware of something before the rest of the speculator crowd is. But anywho, today the dude in charge of the SPAC, Michael Klein, it was announced that he was focusing more on some of his other SPACs and raising capital for them, which a lot of people are connecting to me that now that he's focusing on these other SPACs, maybe that means that a lot of the talks are wrapped up with CCIV. But the big concrete news that we have right now is an update from Venrock Associates. Venrock Associates were one of the oldest investors in Lucid. Apparently they are negotiating a sale of their Lucid stake to CCIV. And the idea that more parties are getting on board in these talks is a good thing. It means that they could be well on their way to actually coming to an overall agreement. But it's also worth noting that an SPAC doesn't acquire a full company. It usually acquires about 10 to 15 to 20%, usually 10%. And so in some sense, more stakeholders coming to the table makes it more likely that Lucid is going to go and merge with CCIV. But it's also worth mentioning that the reason this is taking so long in the first place is likely because of disagreements on valuation. So more parties coming to the table could add more disagreeing parties. More opinions on what Lucid should be valued at. There was a huge press piece today of a walkthrough on the inside of Lucid's factory in Arizona. And as you know, there's no such thing as coincidences when it comes to the stock market. In my opinion, these press releases were perfectly timed as a broader strategy to drum up investor interest, both in anticipation before they actually go to the public market, but also perhaps for these merger talks. Let's also be real, there's not many opportunities to invest in American startup EV companies that actually have factories and are actually going to be delivering on the road shortly. But anyways, we've talked in the past that if Lucid and CCIV end up merging, well, I see this at $70 to $80, but I don't think it's going to hold there. Usually what happens is it's the type of thing where you get a huge run up in terms of anticipation and rumors, but then when the news comes, you get an original pop and then it sells off. So my take is that this is certainly a sell the news type of deal. Don't be afraid to take some profits off the table as well. If you got in when we first started talking about this as sort of a speculation play, we talked about it at like 14 bucks. So 14 to 40, I think it's time to lock in some profits, especially because
it was a good profit play. Right now, it's kind of unsure where it's at. So, I don't know what more to do there. Am I frozen? This is just a test run anyway. Charlie's kind of frozen and awkward. So.
The merger hasn't been confirmed yet, so you can lock in a lot of profits without actually having the risk of merger. In the beginning, I was spitballing this at around 40 bucks valuation anyway. So I would say do not feel bad about taking some profits off the table if you got in back when we first started talking about it. I think long-term Lucid's going to be a huge winner, but I'd wait to get a discount if you're going to buy Lucid post-merger. Okay, next, Hyliion. So
Oh. Yeah.
Putting in the work. Putting in the work.
HYLN popped up like 30% yesterday and then sold off today. The catalyst with this was battery improvement. Their new battery will be capable of up to 5 times as much cycle life as compared to the conventional EV battery. It will have improved heat dissipation, which essentially allows for higher charge and discharge rates of the battery and longer sustained power output. Here's the thing that I really like. The battery can be charged and recharged in under 8 minutes. Which, going back to some of my charging plays, speed of charge is one of the most important things for convenience and practicality. And obviously when it comes to a commercial truck, Well, speed is very, very important. You can't have your trucks waiting for hours waiting to recharge. Generally speaking, how trucking companies handle their logistics, and myself coming from a trucking family, so I know. Well, you usually have 2 guys per truck. One drives and the other sleeps, and then that guy rotates, and then the other drives and the other sleeps. There's a limited amount of time that each person can legally be on the road, so when one guy sleeps or rests, the other's driving and then they switch off, and then sometimes they take breaks, obviously, to go eat, and other things. But the goal is to have the truck on the road as much as possible, so they're not just going and stopping and sleeping for 10 hours every state or every 100, 500 miles. If they were, they'd have the ability to charge, but they're not. So you need something similar to a gas station where you could just go park, charge in 8 minutes, and then leave. If you're running a commercial trucking company, you want your trucks on the road as much as possible. So something like this makes a Helion truck an actual candidate for something you could buy. And in terms of my thoughts on HYLN as a company, back on December 16th, I said this. Here's the deal. At this level, HYLN is ridiculously cheap. Unless you legitimately believe that this company is going to fail literally everything that it does for the next 3 to 4 years, well then I don't see how it can be valued at this level for long. But let me just admit, I am a dirty chart nerd. This is still the case in my opinion. My opinion hasn't changed. Helion, Hyliion, whatever you want to call it, is still good under 20, and it's still a good deal. Okay, Fisker is just on fire today.
Helion is a good deal. I mean, transportation and the way things are gonna change is gonna be a big deal in the future. And I think that these types of trucks are going to allow AI to take over, and we're going to see a lot more autonomous trucking from these kind of plays. That they recharge themselves. You know, I think the future of possibilities are unlimited. So I think it's something to definitely keep your eye on as far as play. I do not own Helion myself. I think it's in my watch list. But, yeah, let's see what else Charlie has to say today.
Fisker. It's not mine. Don't make fun of Charlie. Okay, Fisker is just on fire today. This was as Morgan Stanley upgraded it to $27, stating that it has deceptively low execution risk because of its partnership with Magna. Magna, of course, is a mobility technology company that produces automotive systems, assemblies, modules, and components, which are supplied then to General Motors, Ford, BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Tesla, and many others. But the reason that this is a big damn deal is because this takes a lot of the manufacturing risk out of the picture for Fisker. The Morgan Stanley analyst went on to say, "We think investors underestimate that Fisker's path to commercialization is significantly aided by Magna, which has a mastery of bringing high-quality vehicles to market on time with high quality and good economics." This is an interesting point they raise in terms of actually getting Fiskers to market and competing in an efficient way. The use of a company like Magna to make the manufacturing process happen faster, well, that takes a lot of the guesswork away in the beginning of the manufacturing process, and it's likely to save Fisker from having a lot of those beginning stage problems that companies like Tesla had when they started rolling cars off the lot. In terms of going a little bit more to their price target, it says their price is assuming they sell 419,000 vehicles by 2030. For context, Tesla delivered 180,000 vehicles just in the last quarter of 2020, but the Fisker price target is saying 2030, so it's basically giving Fisker 9 years to do what Tesla can do in just a couple months. And that's likely why we saw this huge rally today. Now, in terms of my thoughts, I mean, this really goes to show you how many people are willing to buy something just because of an analyst recommendation. But I do think that Morgan Stanley connected some really good dots here. However, at the end of the day, we are still a year before they even begin their planned start of delivering. If you look at the last spikes, FSR loves to rally massively all at once on a rumor or PR piece and then cool off and then get another rumor or PR piece. It doesn't have a strong, consistent uptrend like a lot of the other stocks we talk about. This is a stock that goes up really fast on news and then sells off. Sometimes it gets multiple news pieces in a week or so. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into Fisker this weekend, and I may provide you with a price target if I really like it in terms of a longer term play, but
I'll tell you what, though, I really don't like this company. It's just not for me. I think capital, for me, will go other places, not this stock.
I haven't set a price target on this, so I will defer on that. But keep an eye out for the price target if you're in ZipTrader-U. If you're not in ZipTrader-U, I will probably also make the price target public next week.
If you go to the ZipTrader to Charlie's channel, just look up ZipTrader on YouTube. Amazing gentleman, amazing. Go go ahead and go in there and look at his Zip Trader U. It's definitely a great product. It looks like. I personally am not a member of Zip Trader U, but you know, if you're looking for something like that, this is the guy that probably put together the best program out there.
Get some time. Okay, next. So BNGO. So BNGO popped up huge today, up 20% when I shot this video. A few days back on the 9th, I set a price target on this one to 17 to 18 bucks. Today's rally was a pretty nice reward for that, but it still has some room to get to 17 to 18 bucks. But the truth is that it took me a while to set a price target on this one, and that's okay. It took me some time to research and make a reasonable price target. We've talked about this one on the briefings, I believe.
I think that's the thing that most people, even new traders or retail traders, forget. You have to do the homework. My rule of thumb is this, 3 hours of homework per position per week. So if I own a stock, I'm going to at least do a minimum of 3 hours of research on that stock for the week. In the market, it's fluid. It goes up, it goes down. There's things that are always changing, and if you want to be successful, in my opinion, you got to stay on top of that. And if you have too many positions, it's hard to stay on top of everything. Something may slip. But also, even with the best of research, you could still make mistakes. The longer you're in the market, the more likely that you're going to go ahead and make those mistakes.
A few times during the uptrend, but it wasn't one that I actually valued myself. This was one that I put on it as a hype play, catalyst play. And people always make fun of me for lagging in terms of setting a concrete price target, but the reason is because I have to put a lot of research into putting a price target, especially when it comes to more scientific companies that are in niches that I'm not very, very well informed on. I have to use a combination of the fundamentals and the technicals to actually make a valuation, and that takes some time. I took my damn time valuing NNDM, and when I finally did it, it was already in the high 8s already. However, NNDM still ended up more than doubling after that, and we still had people like, Charlie, you called this out too late. Yeah, but it still doubled. I care about getting targets right and focusing on the process. I don't care about getting them perfect. Yes, be cheap with plays, but if you see a stock that has 100% of upside, that is being cheap. There are a handful of plays that we called out mid-uptrend, and there are a handful of plays that we called out way before it even started uptrending. Key is just valuing them correctly, not focusing on getting them perfect. There's other plays like Huya, which we valued. We actually did end up calling Huya out at almost the complete bottom. I did my valuing of it back there. I made a public video. I said that this was going to break back into highs after 30, but when it hit 28, I designated it as a take profit play. It made sense to me and my risk management to designate it as a take profit play early, even though it was...
Yeah, you should always, when you have a chance. My rule of thumb is anything that's above 20%, I take profit on. If I want to stay in the position, if it looks like I believe there's an uptrend, I will stay in that position until, I'll leave a little bit on the table. But always try to take it loose while I put it back in. Or while I put it in the beginning, out. Once it starts uptrending. That way you've covered yourself. So anything above that's gravy. And if you lose, you're not having a total loss. So let's just keep that in mind there as we move forward, and that's kind of my philosophy.
Still a couple bucks before my price target because of how fast it got there and all of the risks that are on the horizon. And guess what happened? Well, it sold off rapidly the next day, and then by a stroke of luck, it ended up hitting my full profit target anyways. However, I designated it as a take profit play at 28, but that's okay. That doesn't mean you had a failed position. You got a nearly 50% run. Just because you missed out on the second part of the move doesn't mean that you failed on the position. It went from 19 to 28, which is almost like a 50% run. A 50% run is never a losing trade. Does it suck that it ran up to 34 after I said take profits? I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's about risk management. It's not about catching all of the moves. So I guess what I'm saying is make sure that you're comfortable with all.
There's a saying that he really describes here is bears make money, bulls make money, and pigs get slaughtered. I find that people that go way too far trying to catch the very top of it are usually the ones, because as quickly as it goes up, it quickly comes down. So me, I like to set limit sells and limit buys. So I know what I'm getting in at, and then I know what I'm getting out at. I think that's the best way to play, market orders for me, or just, that's a risky sport right there.
all positions that you're in terms of your risk management, but also in terms of the amount of research that you're putting into a play. If you don't want to value a play, even though it's running up strongly day after day, if you want to take your time to value the play and actually put the work in, well, don't feel bad about waiting to place your price target until you're confident in said price target. Anyways, folks, Huya was also our requested ticker of the day, so I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Anyways, folks, that finishes off the video. Go ahead and comment below.
Oh, I appreciate comments. I'm thinking, since this is my really first live, that I'm not gonna have very many people in here. I see that I've had a couple of people. So if you're watching this after the live, you know that this is really a test, just getting acquainted with the whole way of how I want to set up and do it. I don't think I will always be reviewing things on here, so, but what I will do is, that's what I'm gonna do, is just talk about things right now. And let's give Charlie a big old like. There he is, Zip Trader. This was his insane Zip Trader right here. That's his channel there. Make sure you guys go in there and subscribe to Charlie. He's amazing. He puts a lot of work in his videos there. And yeah, and if you're seriously want to get into trading, definitely get in there and check out his Trader U. He likes to use Webull. I like to use Webull, but I am majority still in the Robinhood. It's a little bit anti-Robinhood, but it is what it is. We all have our choices. I know Robinhood's gotten some flack lately. So let's go back here. Let's see what else is going on in the world we can talk about here. Ooh, now
what's up, guys, and welcome back to another AMC video. In this one, we've got some pretty big.
I do have that's my largest position is AMC. Let's go here. I'll show you. So just so you're aware that this is something that I am invested in. And I know that looks scary, right? Being down $1,800. I started this account though with $3,000. So the fact that I'm way above that right now, I have $3,000 just sitting in cash. So anyway, this is what we're going to be talking about is AMC. And if you notice, I did some lives where I just let the chart play out for the days. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see what he has to say about this. I'm not familiar with this YouTuber. So let's see what he has
news to cover, because this Tuesday on February 16th, it's currently Monday, February 15th. Remember, markets are closed today on Monday, but they do open up tomorrow, and there's big news potentially happening for AMC. Tuesday, 2 million. All the Reddit users are trying to get at least 2 million, just 2 million people, individuals, and pump up AMC stock, and this could be a huge run for AMC. We could finally see the squeeze happening. Not technically the short squeeze though, because the short interest is a little bit lower than usual. But we'll look over all these numbers. They could be manipulated. That nobody really knows what the true short interest of AMC is. But Tuesday could be absolutely incredible for AMC. We could see some big moves. But
okay. This may happen. But there's a lot of other factors with AMC going on right now. You have a lot of people putting in call orders for the 19th, which is this coming Friday, to be around $20 in the value of the stock. Also, you'll find that there's some big institutional buys going on. Honestly, I'm a big buyer of this. I will probably be buying more tomorrow too, just to keep taking my average down. Right now, my average is 737. I thought that was a good number, so that's kind of why I stopped there for a little bit. However, I do think that tomorrow, when we see the pre-open and that, I think we're going to see this down even more. Pre-market. Right now, it's getting blocked. There seems to be a wall at 550. So, but I think if I average down a little bit more, I'll be in a position. But I do believe on Friday, not Tuesday, that we'll see some movement. Yeah, I don't think the short interest is there anymore. Let me see here. Let's see what the high short interest is right now. It's not even on the list, is it? I don't think it's there. Oh, page 2. Let's go to page 2. Yeah, it's not even on there, so it's probably, it has to be, I think the last I heard it was like 15% for AMC. And there, GME is still up there. Woo, it's come down a lot though, 41%. So, I think it kind of won the whole short squeeze battle. And, I think the hedge funds, like Melvin Capital have kind of learned their lesson. There's some good companies in here, though. I really like Fizz. I like their management and that. I do not own anything in Fizz right now. I try to keep the amount of my positions really low. So let's see here. Blink, I like Blink. Workers, it has a lot to prove to me. I think that there's some infighting in there, just from what I know. But we'll go back here. I think it is going to hit close to 15 to 20 by the end of this week. A lot of people are, gotten scared, got out of it. I really think that they're going to regret not staying in there, not holding the course. And that's sometimes what you have to do, is you have to have a strong stomach. I think with I think they opened like 40% of their theaters over the weekend, in some places where they allowed them to. But I think we're ready to ride that ride again. Let's see where they were at the beginning. 776. See, even if they got back to pre-pandemic levels, I would still be happy with that. So, but the great thing is they don't have any debt anymore. I think that's a very positive aspect about AMC. Along with a lot of institutions wanting to buy them, and they look a lot more attractive for a takeover now if Amazon or Netflix wanted to purchase them. And then you have this like vertical business strategy going on. So I'm going to go ahead and just get out of this. I think he's talking more of a pump and dump kind of thing. I don't think that's what it is. Let's see. Now, Matthew Perry, I have watched him. See what he
What's
has
up, you
to
guys?
say.
It's Matt here. So I wanted to talk about AMC a little bit. I wanted to give you a look about what the chart is looking like. Also go through some details and what I feel is going to happen, and really thoughts and predictions, not only for next week, but just the long term. When I feel like we're going to get to the end game of owning this position, what it's going to look like in the end. So before I get started, please hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. And make sure that you get free stocks with Webull down below. Don't forget to check out some of the credit card links. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this was because AMC is a big deal right now, right? I have a number of shares in AMC. A lot of people thought that AMC would skyrocket just based on the fact that they had a number of shares that were shorted. And a lot of people wanted to buy into this. Well, like I said in other videos, variables have changed. The amount of people that want to invest into this have diminished, have shrunken down a little bit, and actually not just a little bit, have shrunken down a lot. Going from basically 1 billion volume in a day to basically, 30 million or so, or 100 million at times. But it's just not enough. It's not as much as we've seen in the past. So if we look into
Yeah, and I think this is that a lot of people got scared and got out of it. But I think also that, the whole blockage that happened through the clearinghouse system of us trading several different stocks. Hey Kim, how you doing? No, I haven't blocked you. You have? Oh. I will go back through my messages and look. Right now I'm trying to do my YouTube live and be live on Meet Me and see how that works. Woo! Celebrate good times, come on. So, just in case you didn't know, I'm doing YouTube also. I just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now I'm going live on YouTube. So, it's been pretty nice. So the goal is to eventually go live on both, and then probably eventually just going live on YouTube. So there's too much drama on here. All right, and I didn't know you were still going live because you mentioned something about that you might not be going live as much. So. And for any of my YouTubers, if you go to Meet Me, the Meet Me app, in your app store, you can find me under there. Just look up James, and there's not that many Jameses there. You'll see my picture with my ugly mug. So, thank you for the champagne, though. So Meet Me is another streaming site, and you do little gifts and stuff. So there's a lot of that going on. So right now I have one viewer in my YouTube and one viewer in my Meet Me. But we're just starting. This is my first time of being live on YouTube. I'm sure I'll look back at this someday and go, man, wasn't I so corny? And for my Meet Me people, I know you can't hear what we're playing here, but we're just going over a stock called AMC and just giving some input on that.
To this chart, you can see exactly when things started to fall off and when people got uninterested in it.
So I think the uninterested was a part of fear and being uninterested because they locked people out. You basically, all you could do was sell, which just drove the price down because, it created a one-way channel. And then more people got scared. Also probably triggered a lot of margin calls, and it triggered, automated, stop losses. So, so I don't think that there's going to be a squeeze in this. I think that it's more going to be like it's going to get back to normal. I don't think we'll see that billion shares again. But we do see a lot of institutions buying it up, and there's also, I think their earnings comes up really soon. When is their earnings report? Let's go back over here and look. It shows that their earnings are on the 25th. So a lot of times, with a lot of stocks, we see a lot of move up before, before earnings. Let's see. There's a lot of articles in here. Well, let's see what else yes, to see here.
So once you really jump up here in the restricted trading, a lot of people got uninterested in this, and that's where it dropped down.
What I just said.
Where they stopped the trading, and it went all the way down to basically like $6. Right, and then it started to come up a little bit where people got interested, seen it come up again, but then something happened where it dropped down again. And then once it hit its low again, a lot of people lost interest. A ton of people dropped off. They still were monitoring it to understand what the interest is, what the short interest is, what the short percentage is, but it just wasn't big enough. And you could see that a lot of the volume did drop down a significant amount, and it just took everyone out of these positions. They basically said, you know what, I'm done, I'm cutting my losses, I'm moving to something that's more volatile. Especially with a lot of the other distractions that were out there, like silver, like cannabis, like Nokia, like BlackBerry, like all of these other distractions that...
Now, and I think silver and that is a distraction. Same with Dogecoin. Anybody in Dodge or Deutsch or whatever you want to call it? I think that's a major distraction right now because because I think that the crypto, it has no cap on it. So I think that the chances of it just going straight down one day is, and then it might be all back up. But I think that the overall, see what it's doing right now. It's working its way back. I think this is more volatile than any stocks that we've ever seen. Here's its highs at the beginning of the month. Look at that. Boom. And then we just see it. You know, and it looks like, you know, it's trying to come back up. But I don't know. Now you can see down here that I owned some before, but I was just like, the more research I did on it, it's like, nah. But there are a lot of distractions and a lot of people going elsewhere. But I think that that's what, you know, there was a lot of ladder attacks on this stock. A lot of this was ladder attacks, and that's basically where two hedge funds collude. One buys and sells, and they keep moving it down by a penny. And then it triggers other people or systems to sell, and it keeps pushing the price down further and further. But there is this big wall of sells on at 550 that we can see in the technicals. But let's see what else he has to say here.
Had potential, lower price potential, a lot of movement potential, basically growing at 100 or 200%. And that's the whole reason why it kind of tapered off. It wasn't the fact that people just weren't interested in having it grow and seeing that position go up. It's just, it seemed like the hedge funds were finding a way to win. And a lot of people gave up. So once people start to give up, you know, it's kind of over, right? So a lot of people are asking me, is this going to continue to pop? Is it going to be something that's going to grow really fast? And I can't tell you that it is. And I said this in the past, you know, I want to be as honest as possible. I want to be as transparent as possible. And the whole reason why I wanted to jump into this was because I did see the huge pop that it could have had. And I did see the fact that
what was wrong with my blast? I didn't even send a blast. You talking about the title? That goes out, I guess. Let's talk. See, you changed your name up, get all fancy. Now that you're in the Millie Club, you gotta be a little bit more fancier, huh?
people were interested in it because I invested in basically, if I wanted to go back to the chart, basically I invested in right when it was going up. So in the day where it went down to 600 or $6, sorry, I invested basically at the $12 mark. And then when it went down again, I invested in again at like $9, and I'm in totally at $9.38 of a cost basis. So this is when a lot of people thought that the potential was for it to still go up.
When he's talking about cost basis there, guys, what he's talking about is that average, like I showed you her, your cost average. That's your cost basis right there. So his is 9 something minus 737. So, but I think he only has about 400 or 500 shares. I'm sitting on a lot more shares than that, as you can see. So.
And obviously, as time went on, I seen more and more potential. A lot of other people are seeing more and more potential. But then it got to recent days, and you could see how the interest died off. Now, a lot of people are thinking that this is not going to be a short-term play, and that the stock value is a
happens
lot
to the
higher than
best
what
of
it
us.
was or what it's saying.
I'm
So
trying
being
to
at $5.59,
tune in this being
it's a
live
lot
on
higher than
YouTube
that.
and being
It's
live
something that
at
should be
Meet Me
around
at
that
the same
$10,
time.
$15 mark in the long term. But that's
So-
basically what they're saying in the summertime. You know, when it hits after, you know, all of this ends, after the pandemic ends, is going to be something that people get into again. So if you have a lot of money in there, it's something that you're probably going to be. You're going to.
How's your Valentine's?
And if you can't sit on it,
Let's see here. Boom, boom. Hey, Spooky. What's up? Let's see here. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Brandy. Sorry, I'm looking at some settings real quick here, guys. Let's come back to where we were.
then you're going to have to sell and you're going to have to take the losses. So this is where I start to get stuck, because there's a lot of people that are in it at these high prices, maybe $17, maybe $20, and thinking that it is going to skyrocket to $100. And to tell you the truth, I thought the same thing. I thought it was going to push, but the problem is that a lot of variables did change. You know, it's not just the fact that we...
And remember that variables do change. That's what makes the market so fluid, and that's why it's so important to stay on top of it. So,
wanted to see the squeeze. We wanted to see how many shorted shares are out there. And even if we still have a high percentage of shorted shares, if the interest is not there, it doesn't matter. It's not going to squeeze. So that's the case. You know, you still have shorted shares. You still have high short interest, but you don't have the interest. You don't have the people that are interested in buying this and purchasing this at this low price. They're interested in selling it more often than not. So there's still a lot of people holding these positions, which is our saving grace, but it's not enough. We still need people to buy it in order to drive the price up.
exactly.
So
and that's why
my
I've been
ultimate
encouraging people to
decision
do
and
is to
what I
buy
think my
more.
goal will be is the fact that I want to wait it out. And a lot of people are saying it's not going to get to $15 or $10 or $15 until the summertime. And I want to wait it out until it gets close so that I can actually take my losses. I don't want to take a loss of $6,000 on there. I would like to take a loss of less than $3,000. And if I do, then I should be fine to continue to invest in. Maybe I can put more money into there as it starts to get lower, but I don't know if we will see any.
I must have been wrong about how much he had. So, I swore they said he only had like 400 or 500 shares at one point. So, but I think it has a lot of potential. I'm in it. Let's look at some of the other ones I'm in. I'm in Nokia, which he mentioned also. Thing is I think Nokia is getting ready to reinstate their dividends. Let's see when their earnings is. Their earnings reports. They got 3 stars. You know, and their market, their book value, they're below book value, so they're definitely worth purchasing. And it does look like they earned 17 cents per share in the fourth quarter, so it's like they already had their earnings call. So yeah, they're undervalued right now. So that might be a good one to put more into and take my cost average down. What is my average right now? It's 446. Oh wow, I'm not that far off. And this is still under book value, right? Let's see, let's look at that book value, 460. So even my cost average right now is under book value. So that might be a good play to do that, because I think they are going to return to paying dividends, because if it was a dividend paying stock, right now the dividend's off. See, outperform the market. So I mean, they're definitely a strong 5G play. So hopefully, I can get in some more and average down just a little bit more before it moves up. So, I mean, we have several hours before the market opens. So it's 417. Let's see. Let's look at it's never been a really high end stock anyway. So, but it's always paid a decent dividend. So we'll see if we can get back to its normal place, or at least get back to book value. We do have a buy rating on it for most of the analysts. We can look at. So Nokia is definitely a play that I would buy. It is also something I own. If I can get another 400 shares, I'd be happy. So, and then of course I have Amazon and then PSEC. Amazon's all over the place with all this leadership change, but I'm not too worried. Amazon's not going anywhere. And then PSEC, that's kind of my dividend play. I'm waiting for that to come down so I can buy some more shares. They pay 6 cents a share monthly. So if you had 100 shares, you'd be getting $6 a month. And then, so on and so forth. So this will be my dividend rebuild. Because before the pandemic, I was pretty much into just dividend stocks and just using that passive income. So that's the way I kind of look at it. So, let's see. We've been streaming for 49 minutes. Hey, my friend, my love. How are you? Hi. Did you have a good Valentine's? You and the kiddo? Well, you gave me a Snapchat Valentine's. So, but yeah, happy Valentine's, late Valentine's, my love. So, I'm just on here trying to practice dual streaming. So, I'm streaming on YouTube and on here at the same time. So, yeah, so we'll see if I can pull it off or not. So, what I'm gonna do is during the trading week, I'm gonna do a stock show in the morning, and then on the weekends I'm gonna do my tarot readings. I have one viewer on YouTube right now, so I figured it was a safe day to practice. I'm sure it's a holiday, people are out doing stuff. So, I am. I mean, I got to my 1,000 subscribers already, so that's one step. Now I just got to get to 4,000 hours of people viewing my ugly mug. So, and listening to me talk nonsense, I guess. Man, did you ever get any more of that Zoom stock? This is one I really liked, you guys. I'm out of it now. I took all my profits. Yeah, it's nice. It's up to like 250 now, 256. So it's another good time to take some more profits off the table. I sold all mine on Friday. So it's a nice little chunk. It's gonna come down again, and I think once they get closer to releasing their product, we'll see it go up again. I'm saying probably see it go down this week, and then next week it'll pop up again. Hello. So, but I'm so glad that you were able to make a little off of that.
Hello, James. How you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. What are you up to? Are you having a little dance along there?
Oh, I was just listening to your music. So, I'm just practicing double streaming. So,
What does double streaming mean?
I'm streaming on
onto
MeetMe,
places.
and I'm streaming on YouTube.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know you could stream. I didn't know you could. Oh, you're streaming on YouTube, so you've got your own live.
I'm on
It's not
live
like
on my
this, it's on
phone, and
YouTube.
I'm on YouTube on my computer.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, it's different. Keeps
Yeah.
you busy.
Yeah.
So, what time is it where you are now, James? Then.
It's 12:14, and it's 7:14 where you're at.
Congratulations, James. So 12:14 in the afternoon or at night, is that?
Yeah, it's
I can't
12:15 now, and 7:15 p.m.
Yes.
there in Manchester.
Right, okay. Yeah, it is, my love. So how's your stream going? Has it been busy?
No, it's been really slow. That's why I decided I better
Oh.
practice now, because I knew it was going to be a slow day. It's a holiday, so
Oh, I'm sure it'll be okay.
yeah.
You'll get a few more on. I streamed earlier on today, and it was quite good.
That's good.
And I just thought I'd come back on tonight as well. It's quite good tonight, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kim. Thank you for the chocolate strawberries.
Do you know what? I've got Kim favourited from somewhere. Or
Yeah,
is it?
she's from your neck of the woods. She's
I
an
love
amazing
the fact that
lass.
this chocolate strawberries came out. What, love?
She's an amazing person. So she's one of my good friends on
I'm just
here.
wondering where I might have favourited her from you then. I don't know where else I could have favourited her from.
Yeah, it is possible.
Daniel Ward, you're very demanding. That's somebody else from Swinton.
You need to get you a fancy microphone.
I know. I use my brush sometimes.
There you go.
I've not got it here now.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I just start singing all the time. It doesn't matter really, but I
Nice.
can't help it. I like it.
Good. Good.
So it sounds very quiet where you are though, James.
Oh yeah. It's just not much going out except for snow. Lots and lots of
So
snow.
what, sorry?
Lots and lots of snow.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, you can keep that, James. You can keep the snow.
Yeah. I prefer not to.
Right, listen, thank you for battling me.
Yeah. Take care.
Take care, my love.
Yep. Have a
If my
good
heart's
evening.
working, you could have one, but they're not.
Thank you again, Kim. All of a sudden, my wrist is like locking up. Okay, I'm gonna go about 4 more minutes and then I'm gonna go ahead and quit the stream. There's a nice little test run. We'll see what tomorrow brings. There's another really great guy. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. And make sure you add me on your YouTube, Danielle. I'm live on YouTube right now also. Studio 1326. Here, I'll show you. I need as many subscribers and people coming into my live on there as possible. Right there. Studio 1326. I'm live right now too on there. So make sure you come in and say hi. So isn't it great? Isn't it great? They spy on me. Who's spying on me? Says Libra, they're spying on me. I got another person on my YouTube. They're not chatting. Thanks for coming into my YouTube. See, everybody thinks that there's another short squeeze, which would be great. But I think it's not going to be what they think. Libra, life is changing. Isn't life always changing? Let's see. Anybody get affected by the new moon that just came in? Oh, now I'm back to just one person watching. Do, 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 do. Meet the press. Let's see. Oh, I love this song. If you guys haven't seen this video and listened to it, it's good.
Yo, shout out Wall Street Bets, JJ, Brian, Elon Musk, my mom, what up? Ooh, I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands. Ooh, yeah. GME, AMC, take that risk all on me. Robin Hood, you a dork, saving shorts while we squeeze. I don't got paid. paper hands, sticking it to the man. I don't got paper hands, hold the line and stand. Diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands. Ooh, yeah. Wall Street bets, trimming the hedge, playing the game, but now we ahead. They getting mad, going in debt. We getting rich, Wall Street is dead. I don't got paper hands, sticking it to the man. I don't got paper hands, hold the line and stand. Diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands. Ooh, yeah.
Audio. Say we just got this.
Bro, diamond hands, hold the line, hold on for dear life. Fucking AMC to the moon, baby, rocket ships. I'm a rocket man.
It's such a good video. They da, 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 da. It's all about the diamond hands, I'm telling you guys. It's having that patience and stomaching things. So jeez. But I think this has been a good test of how things are gonna be. Yeah.